Our third speaker, Aryashri Vaibhavi, onto the dais. She is of 8th standard and her father is Mr. Hanmant Rao sir, high school principal of Paramita High School, and her mother, Mrs. Mamta, music teacher in Paramita High School. And her hobbies are reading novel, listening to music, and etc. And please put your hands together to welcome her onto the desk.
Good evening. My wholehearted welcome to you all to Paramita TED Ed Student Talks. Thank you each one of you for spending your valuable time with us today. After my presentation, every one of you will agree with me that poverty can never be a hurdle if spiritual wealth is abundant. In my opinion, spiritual poverty is worse than material poverty. How might be a question? I'll answer this question at the end of my presentation later on. So let me share a successful story of an underprivileged student from an impoverished village, Bihar, Anup Raj, a young boy, the son of the poorest of the poor couple. Almost 2 days in a week, they had to drink water and survive as his father didn't used to get any labor work. One day, it was raining heavily in the evening. Anup's father came home empty-handed. Suddenly, Anup started crying. On inquiry, he reminded his parents that he hadn't taken food since morning. He was hungry, he was crying. Mother searched all the tins which were present at home, but there was no sign of a single grain. Mother too started crying helplessly. Friends, we at homes demand taste, leave food with complaints. So please know and understand the value of food. Okay, let's come to Anup. Anup's father assured some grains and left out in rain. Mother put water to boil, hoping to cook food as soon as her husband comes home with some grains. Half an hour passed, 1 hour passed. The water in the pot completely evaporated, but there was no sign of his father. There was no sign of his father even till today. No one knows what happened to him at that night. Mother and Anup, crying bitterly, started searching for him the whole night with empty stomachs. Next day onwards, mother started doing manual jobs, but she sent her son to a government school which was as poor in standard as the poverty of the boy. But Anup was interested in studies. One day with full stomach, one day with half stomach, and one day with empty stomach, he completed his 12th class with 81.8%. Anup went to Patna, slept in railway stations, spreading newspapers, having dry raw chana. Chana is a type of grain. Having dry raw chana for 4 days before he got shelter for studies. Though Anup was materially poor, he was very rich in thoughts. Many students having rich background, having standard faculty, having best schools, feel that getting seat in IIT is a philosopher's stone. Friends, do you know what is philosopher's stone? I'll explain you. Many years ago, our intelligent chemists, what they did, they thought that there is a stone. Whatever is touched to it, it turns into gold. They thought like that and worked for it whole day and night. They searched in mountains, they searched in forests, but couldn't find it and finally lost their lives. They couldn't find it because they were searching for a non-existing thing. So here the meaning comes impossible. So I once again repeat, many students having rich backgrounds, having standard faculty, having best schools feel that getting seat in IIT is a philosopher's stone, impossible to accomplish. Yes, Anup admirably succeeded in IIT JEE and completed his BTech in IIT Mumbai and worked as software engineer in Kikkar. Another girl, Nidhi Jha, a girl of an auto rickshaw driver in Varanasi, is another example for strong determination. Her parents could not afford her studies. Okay, leave studies. Her parents parents could not even afford her 2 square meals. Poverty doesn't kill success if someone wears the armor of interest. As usual, Nidhi completed her 10th. She bought second-hand books and she too started preparing for IIT. She failed in first attempt. She cried. She got dejected but didn't lose hope on herself. She too got shelter for studies. Yes, she too cracked IIT in second attempt and now studying at Indian School of Mining, Dhanbad. Her success story went beyond Indian frontiers. A French director, Pascal Plizin, had taken a film on Nidhi's life, which released in 2015, which motivated lakhs of people across the world. Shelter, what shelter they got? Who made them stars of accomplishment? How could these less privileged students crack IITs? It is none but Mr. Anand Kumar, the founder of Super 30 Bihar. Not only Anup and Nidhi, but also 333 less privileged students with same backgrounds could crack IITs just because of Mr. Anand Kumar, which is really amazing, amazing and amazing. I say it because Mr. Anand was as poor as his students when he started his Super 30. He gave food, he gave shelter, he gave free coaching, though he was struggling to get food for his family. I repeat it once again, he gave food, he gave shelter, he gave free coaching, though he was struggling to get food for his family. Anand Kumar, an amazing figure of India, a role model teacher, had become the ray of hope in the hearts of the poor. There is a myth in our society, people who suffered a lot from poverty work hard and succeed in their life. No, I don't agree with this. If it is true, success rate in India must be much higher than failure rate. Am I right? So we are hearing success stories of people who belong to rich background, and now we are hearing success stories of people who belong to poor background. So I emphasize again, interest and burning desire makes the difference. They do not see rich or poor, but only accomplishment. They make everyone succeed and everything succeed in their life. The Times magazine declared Super 30 as the best school in Asia and the 4th most innovative school on the earth. Why? Because Mr. Anand encourages collaborative learning. Creativity is nurtured among the students. Innovation is also nurtured among the students. Rote learning doesn't set foot in his classrooms. So, let me answer my question which I posed at the beginning of my presentation. How spiritual poverty is worse than material poverty? Mr. Anand is a live example here. Though he was materially poor, his spiritual richness was to make the poor materially rich. I repeat it once again. Though he was materially poor, his spiritual richness was to make the poor materially rich. He kept aside big sums of money which were offered by other corporates. Many a times he was attacked, not only he, his brother Pranav Kumar and Super 30 students were attacked many a times by corporate mafia, other coaching centers who could not tolerate the fame of Super 30. His goal was just to send the poor into the halls of IITs. He has the interest. So, dear audience, let our spiritual richness glow brighter than the riches. Material richness in the absence of spiritual richness makes a life meaningless. So, let us be materially rich and spiritually abundant so that the poor and needy enjoy the fruits of our spiritual richness. Thank you, everyone.